Hello, hello, it's Ruby Burrito, and welcome. We have the Festival of the Four Winds going on around us as we speak. It started just a couple of days ago, and I would like to take this time to go through just about everything that there is to know about this festival. So, quickly before we get started, there's one section that I'm not going to be diving into as deeply as everything else, and that's the Queen's Gauntlet. I won't be going through how to beat every single one of the bosses, but I will talk about the general Gauntlet itself. So let's dive right back in. Bear with me, I will have some chapters for you if there's something in particular that you're looking for. Otherwise, we're going to dive in and we're going to talk about everything. So, Festival of the Four Winds has two locations. So it actually has its own map. It is the only festival that has its own dedicated map with a waypoint here. For example, Halloween does have the Labyrinth, so technically there are other festivals with their own map, but this is the only one that is on the main world map. At any given time, you can see this on the world map. You can't necessarily go here every day of the year, but while the festival is active, you can waypoint there. The other portion is going to be the Crown Pavilion. So if you go to the Crown Pavilion waypoint, you'll notice that unlike with, for example, the Lunar New Year or for Winter's Day, there's not a lot going on in main world Divinity's Reach. There is a special instanced version of this. If you go through a portal here or talk to one of the NPCs or use one of the invitations, you can be sent to the Crown Pavilion. It is down in this pit here. We will get to that portion, but first we are going to go through achievements. As with every festival, there is a daily achievement section. There is a rotation of 3 different days. The day 1 is going to have the Four Winds Zephyr. This is going to reward you with a Mystic Coin for completing 3 of the daily achievements. This is going to be available every single day. Watch Night Wrecker is also going to be available every single day. This will give you 20 festival tokens, and it's kill 15 Disguised Watch Nights in the Crown Pavilion. I'll show you guys how to do that in a little while. Faster Than the Four Winds is also available every single day. This also rewards you with 20 festival tokens. It's finish a festival race event or adventure in the Labyrinthine Cliffs or Crown Pavilion. Now, there are others that are on a rotation. You have Kite Chaser, for example. Find fallen Zephyrite kite baskets throughout Tyria and loot their contents. That'll give you a Favor of the Bazaar. Then, today, you're going to see Banisher of Legends. This is defeat a legendary boss during a Boss Blitz event in the Crown Pavilion. The Boss Blitz event is the main meta event in the Crown Pavilion. This will give you a Favor of the Pavilion. When you have a Favor of the Bazaar and a Favor of the Pavilion, you can double-click them in your inventory and it'll give you a Favor of the Festival. You can see I have 4 of these in the bank because they are a little bit easier for me to get rather than the Favor of the Bazaar. The others that you can find are going to be Bundle Looter. Bundle Looter is plunder 25 bundles of loot during the Labyrinthine Cliffs treasure hunt. This one's part of the reason why the Favor of the Bazaar is a little bit more difficult. The bundles of loot in the treasure hunt event is on a daily timer, so there will be a link to the timer in the description. It happens every 2 hours, and so if you're not able to play at exactly that time, you're going to find it difficult to complete that day. Now, the other one that is paired with the Bundle Looter is going to be Gauntlet Gladiator. Gauntlet Gladiator is defeat a boss in the Queen's Gauntlet. This is a subsection of the Crown Pavilion. And the final day is going to be a combination of Day Trader and Blitz Breaker. Blitz Breaker is pretty easy. It's complete the boss blitz meta. And Day Trader is also pretty easy. It is trade with vendors. And I'll show you guys the vendors here as well. Now, if we go to the festivals, there's the Festival of the Four Winds section. Master of the Four Winds is going to be the meta here. You can see all of these different ones to complete. And it will give you the Aspect Blessed Glove box. Now, I'm right next to the bank, so I can come here and take a look. The Aspect Blessed Glove box will give you the choice of several different gloves here. So there's going to be 9 different choices. You have the Wind Blessed. We'll see the Wind Blessed Zephyrite gloves. These are on the medium armor. And you'll also get the Wind Touched Zephyrite gloves at the same time. When you unlock one of these for the, we'll say the medium armor like I have here, it does not necessarily unlock those for the other armor type. So if you want the rest of these, you're going to have to craft them. So you have a chance to get the wind-touched Zephyrite gloves, and you can turn these into the wind-blessed Zephyrite gloves by combining the wind-touched, 250 quartz crystals, 5 charged quartz crystals, and 20 bottles of Elonian wine. So I can leave a link to that recipe in the description so that you can see those. You can also unlock them for the light and the heavy, and then you also have the lightning blessed. These are the ones that I have. You can see I'm just looking at medium currently, so these are the lightning blessed Zephyrite gloves and the lightning touched Zephyrite gloves. If I look up lightning, for example, on the light, you can see it did not unlock the light gear for me. You also have the lightning. You also have the sun blessed. You can see the sun blessed. They have these, this insignia here and the glowing on the hand, and then the sun touched here. So that's going to be the rewards for the meta achievement for the Master of the Four Winds. In order to do that, you need to get Aspect Gatherer. This has 52 sky crystals in the Labyrinthine Cliffs. These have 52 unique sky crystals that you'll need to grab. I can leave a link to that in the description as well. I'm not going to be able to see all of them anymore. There are other guides on how to specifically achieve that, but since I already have it, I won't be able to show you where all of them are. Barnstorming the Cliffs, complete the Labyrinthine Cliffs Griffin Master Adventure. This also gives you the Barnstormer title. Bundle Plunderer, this is just plundering 250 bundles of loot during the Labyrinthine Cliffs treasure hunt. Commodities Trader, trade with the vendors in the Labyrinthine Cliffs. Effigy Extinguisher, use water balloons scattered on the top of the Labyrinthine Cliffs to extinguish the flame effigy. The effigy event comes after the treasure hunt event in the Labyrinthine Cliffs. Pirate Purger, kill 50 pirates in the Crown Pavilion. Defeat Boom Boom Banes. A lot of these are going to do with the Crown Pavilion. So if we go down here, Boss Blitz, beat Boom Boom Banes. Boss Blitz, complete 10 Boss Blitz metas. Curai the Cruel, Pyroxis, Sparkus Fire Splash, Hableon, and Wigan the Wicked. So these 6 are going to be the bosses that spawn during the Boss Blitz, and then you have Bandit's Bane, Centaur Color, Destroyer Destroyer, Flame Legion Finisher, Mantle Mauler. These 5 here, as well as Pirate Purger up here. Those are all killing the Watch Knights that are posed as bandits, centaurs, etc. Then you have Man Overboard, perform a dive off of the deck of Keel's airship, Phoenix Dawn, into the water below. We can go up there and take a look. Zephyrite Lost and Found, find the kite baskets that I mentioned during the daily discussion. So there are kite baskets. If we go to, we can actually go while we're discussing this. If you go to one of the maps here, for example, Queensdale, you're going to see icons on your map, and you're going to be able to go to those icons and you'll be able to plunder one of the kite baskets. So if I go here, you'll see this. This is a Zephyrite kite basket. If we go over here, this is exactly what you'll do for the daily as well as getting that regular achievement. You just come here, interact with it. You'll get some loot, like this quartz crystal, and then you'll get progress towards getting the kites done. So you can see Kite Chaser, I have 1 out of 3 for today. There usually are enough on one given map, so you can see there's another kite down here, and another here, and here, and here. So you can keep farming them on the same map over and over again until you complete everything on that map, and then you may want to switch instances or switch maps. You can see I actually can't waypoint back to the Labyrinthine Cliffs. So if I want to go there, I can either use an invitation if I have it, which I don't believe I have the invitations on this character. I will show you what the invitations look like. So there are individual invitations for each festival, and once you get all of them, you get the invitation to the party. When I double click this, it will take me to the Labyrinthine Cliffs. If I double click it again, it's going to take me to the Crown Pavilion. So this is definitely something that is beneficial to have if you have one character that you do the festivals on. This is typically the character that I do all the festivals on, so I will keep them there. But once we load in, we can take a look at the rest of the achievements here. We can go back to festivals, Festival of the Four Winds, Master here. Zephyrite, Lost and Found was the one we were just looking at. Dolyak Flyer, finished the flying Dolyak race in Labyrinthine Cliffs within 2 minutes and 30 seconds. We'll go over that adventure shortly. Pavilion Pursuer, this is the Pavilion Pursuit race in the Crown Pavilion within 2 minutes. We'll get to that when we get to the Crown Pavilion. Slalom Skimmer, there's a Slalom Skimmer race, as it sounds. You can see on the map here, there is the Skimmer rental. There's a Skimmer race here. And then here is the Griffin race. And then right here is the Flying Dolyak time trial. So we will take a look at those shortly. Masters of the Ceremony, attend the opening ceremony of the Festival of the Four Winds. It will be a little late for this now, I believe, but you may be able to grab this next year. That is going to wrap up all of the achievements that are in Master of the Four Winds. There is a hidden achievement, however. It's called No One Likes a Wet Char. Throw a water balloon at Evan Ashblade and get him soaked. So that'll be during the effigy achievement, or sorry, the effigy event as well. And then there's also the Rise and Fall of Kukachu, which is another hidden one. Let's see if I have this one. Here it is. It just took me a second to find. Search the Labyrinthine Cliffs and find all the flyers made to promote Kukachu's various acts over the years. So there's quite a few of these. There is a guide for this one as well. And that'll wrap up Festival of the Four Winds. Now, there's Four Winds Custom. This is where you're going to have the annual achievements as well as the things that you can do on repeat. So for this year, we have annual Four Winds Customs. You're going to get the Beach Trunks. This is going to be your meta reward for this. This is what it'll look like on my Sylvari here. And you also can get the Sand Swept Chest. And inside the Sand Swept Chest, you can get a Sand Swept weapon. For example, this is what the shield looks like. That's pretty interesting. And the staff. And if you're interested, for example, we can look at the scepter. If you want to look at the rest of them, go ahead. I would suggest going through there yourself. There's a little bit of movement on the outside of the sand shape. It kind of ebbs and flows a little bit. Primarily, there is just movement within the sand shape and some sand coming off of it. But it has a center where you can see all of the sand coming out. So that's pretty cool. I'm looking forward to getting that there. Now, annual, loot fallen Zephyrite kite baskets throughout Tyria. So you need to get 30 this year to get that. Formidable Flyer, complete 5 laps in the Flying Dolyak race. Practice Pursuit, 5 laps in the Pavilion Pursuit race in the Crown Pavilion. Slalom Specialist, 5 laps in the Skimmer Slalom race. Purchase and open Zephyrite supply boxes. You'll notice a lot of these are going to be related to the dailies or achievements we have already done. So basically doing the dailies every day will help you get all of these done. Plunder 250 bundles of loot during the treasure hunt. Use water balloons to extinguish the effigy. Beat Boom Boom Banes. This is part of the same ones you see in the Festival of the Four Winds. You're going to have to beat all 6 of the bosses. You can see I've already beaten 3 of them. And then you have the Bandit's Bane, Centaur Crusher, Destroyer Destroyer, Flame Legion Finisher, Mantle Mauler, Ogre Obliterator, and Pirate Purger. It may throw you off because there are 7 of these and not 6. It's the Ogres. There are 3 Ogres in the Crown Pavilion. I can show you where they are. If they are there, I can actually get this while we are recording this, and I can show you how to get the 3 Ogres. And this down here, Gauntlet Contender will be defeating 12 Queen's Gauntlet bosses in the Crown Pavilion. We'll get there when we get to the Crown Pavilion. And I'm also going to go to the Crown Pavilion and show you guys the Crown Pavilion and the Queen's Gauntlet. But before I do that, I'd like to show you guys how to do the achievements that are here. So I've talked a lot about the achievements. We are going to do the Dolyak Adventure. You can see that the time trial starts here. And so what you'll do, you can talk to them here. I'm going for speed, or the illusion, we're off here. So this is if you're part of the race. I'm going for speed. We're going to try to do this in 2 minutes to get the gold. And we can run. And just like every race, you're going to be going through these big blue bubbles. This person is running up here themselves. And a bunch of just NPCs and vendors around the way here. And you'll notice that there's this. there's a waterfall there that you need to burst through. You can see there's an indicator on the ground. One trick here is that I can press it all the way back here if I want to. And one of the tricks with the sun light dash here is if I press it again, it actually will stop. So the goal here is to get this done as fast as possible, obviously, but you also need to have a good awareness of where you're going and where you are stopping. So I kind of struggled to grab that sun aspect there, but what we're trying to do is just keep moving fast. And I can stop myself up here, grab the the wind, and that will jump. You can see that you jump from 1 to 1. So wind is going to be blue, the sun is going to be yellow, and the lightning is going to be purple. So you're going to be using a combination of all 3 of these. If you grab the lightning and you're doing it near one of these, if you press your 3 button, you're going to be just teleported to the next one. There are many tricks to getting this done. You can see that I kind of skipped part of it there. You also can use your 3 ability when you're not next to one of these, the lightning ability, and you can see that it will launch you there, but you do have to ground target it. And you can use a combination of these to try to finish this as fast as possible. So what did we finish? We finished in 1:41. So I had quite a bit to spare there. So that is going to be the Dolyak race, the flying Dolyak. And next we will look at the skimmer. So I can remove all of this by pressing 0. I'm going to hop on my own skimmer because I don't need a rental. And I will take us over to the skimmer adventure, which is going to be down here. And then we'll go through the Griffin to finish. So this is where you will start, if I make it. You can talk to this person here. I'm going for speed. I would suggest skimmering up beforehand. And then you hit play. And there's not really a way to hit speed boosts necessarily, but while you're on a skimmer, if you did not know, when you're on the water, you will go faster. So there's not speed boosts like there are in the Flying Dolyak, but there are ways to kind of float yourself over that island to not lose your speed. And that's all you're going to do is you'll just keep going through these like every race. Fly over. And some other people in the comments, if you have any suggestions of how to do this better, I will not say that I'm the greatest at doing this race. I don't know that, I mean, you can see there that I lost a lot of the speed as I was going. I don't know if there's some combination or some method that I'm missing that I should be suggesting. So if you have any tips down below, be sure to let everybody know, just so that everybody can get their gold. I know everybody gets a little competitive when it comes to the races, but if I don't think it hurts to share some tips like that. When you look at the top, like the top tier people, because they have leaderboards for all of these races, so people can do these incredibly fast, and it is not likely that anybody is going to be able to catch them. So yeah, we're just gonna try to finish this up. I didn't check the time that we need to beat, but now we're just on open ocean. Love the giant kelp that you can see down there. Very beautiful map that they've put together. And that'll be it. So this one is also 2 minutes. I did it in 1:44 seconds. We'll get the gold here. And before we go up to the Griffin, I can show you guys what we get from these chests. So bronze, we go to loot, which is where we were at. You can see we received 1 for wins race. It's just going to be festival tokens. It won't show up in the loot. So per the wiki, it looks like all of these are guaranteed to give you 30 to 36. So there's no benefit to getting silver or gold other than you get more festival tokens. Now we can take the waypoint up to the sky docks and we can take a look at the Griffin adventure. Griffin adventure will be over here. I'm gonna actually get on my Griffin now. We can follow this all the way up to Ellen Keel's airship. You can see we were talking about the diving goggles earlier. The diving goggles are right there. You're over a ton of water, so there's not really anything to aim to hit. You can see that the Griffin Adventure is going to be on top. You can see that the icon is above, so I'm actually going to grab the Sky Scale, just because it's easiest method of going up. It's been a minute since I've done this one. Had to remind myself just how high I needed to be. This is the expert course. We'll see how well I can do this the first time. So you'll grab this one, dive down, pull out, pull up this way, and there you have it. That is the master course right there, and you can see I got gold because I did it in 19 seconds. So that was the expert course, and now we can take a look at the Griffin course, which is going to be over here. I will not lie, this Griffin Master, I believe I've done this one before. It is not easy. It is very difficult. I will not be finishing this today for this. We can move on to the next event, but similarly, you're going to be starting from here, and you have a bunch of the orbs to go through. Like in the last one, this one is just rather difficult. You come up here, you shoot down, you come around, you come back up here, and then you shoot right back down, and you have to go between some buildings into there. I'm struggling a lot with getting that maneuver down, so it is very difficult. But it is fun to continue to try to do if you are willing to go through the effort. I don't have the chance today to work on getting that done, but I will do my best to have it done before the end of the festival. There's one over here that I have not done before, and that is the skiff race. So I just counted myself into the actual race. And I'm going to try to see if I can finish this in the 2 minutes that we are supposed to finish it in. So if you are new to skiffs, there are 3 different speeds that you can put on. So right now I have the fastest speed going. Looks like I clipped that somehow. 4 is going to be depth charges and 5 is a turbo boost. So I can use 5 and that'll give me a little bit of extra speed if I'm going for that. Which, since it's a race, we are going for. And we'll just have to wait for my endurance to build back up and we can use full throttle again. We're moving at a pretty good speed. I don't know that I've ever had the opportunity to be on a skiff going this fast. I've just been on the skiff largely for fishing purposes, so if you have the opportunity, I would suggest doing the skiff race because it is pretty fun. It looks like we're gonna just kind of do a little lap around the whole set of islands here. Try to hit that there. We barely stayed in the water. And we got our full throttle back. I'm going to call that luck rather than skill, because I have no idea what I'm doing. I'm going to try to preempt this. I'm trying to drift like I would with a roller beetle. I don't know if it helped. Maybe. If you know if you can drift a skiff, drop some information down below in the comments, because it looks like I can. I'm turning really early. Hey, we're almost done. Look at that. We were able to finish the race event. Oh, there's a second lap. So we're not going to be able to finish all of this, but we did get a lap in. So if you're doing the race, there's more than one lap, and we're out of time here. The first lap took us a little more than a minute, and there wasn't even a minute left. So we're just not going to try to finish that. And then we have the Labyrinthine Cliffs Crystal Collection. That's going to be what we're going for next. This is the NPC here for the Crystal Collection, and the goal here is to collect 6 crystals. You can see that we've got one right here. There is going to be another one over yonder. This would probably be faster on a griffin, and this is definitely not the order that I would suggest doing these in. But what we're going to try to do here is get back out of the water so we can get back on the sky scale. And we are going to try to get some height again so that we can get over and do the next one of these. So we'll grab that one. We'll hop on this. Get some height here. We're gonna go for this one next. I'm gonna switch to the sky scale because it's faster. When going on even air like this, we'll grab this one. And we have one last one to go for here, and we are going to go Griffin for that one. And it is there. And now we just need to return. We're not going to be setting any records here, but we will get this done. And climb back up. Or not. And we'll just hop on the sky scale. This was a very ugly rendition. Please do not do it the way that I did it, unless you're just trying to get it done like I did. And you should be able to get back to this person here. I still did it in 3 minutes. It only took me 2 minutes to get this done, so this one was not very difficult. That was definitely ugly. You could definitely do it a lot faster. You can see the lifetime, the top person, 13th place has 13 seconds apparently, so you got to go really fast if you want to be top ranked, as I was saying before. There is a newer event going on right now, and that is to grab wind charges and to swim with empty balloons, load these water balloons into kite baskets, and then you launch them. So what I'm going to do is take my wind charge that I have here. We'll see if, yeah, the 10 charges should be enough. And then we are going to go to the icon over here. We are going to get this for our NPC over here. We're going to give it to Zephyrite Kite Guide. You can see that I lost them, and now I can grab some empty balloons. And I'm going to swim. And now I have 5 balloons. I'll put it in the kite basket. Grab some more balloons. I'll swim with these. You can see that it got filled. I'll put these in this kite basket. And now, well, I guess we can fill more. And you just need to give wind crystal charges to this person, and then they will launch them. As long as they have charges here. So we can either grab charges, which it looks like a bunch of people have already given them a bunch of charges, or we can fill balloons and they can launch baskets. But that's going to be the gist of this event here. I'm going to take us over and we're going to take a look at the traders. Now, the traders are very interesting and is a great way to potentially lose money if you are not careful with how you do this. So we're going to look at the traders, and then we're going to look at vendors. Vendors specific to the Labyrinthine Cliffs. So when you get in down here, there's a bank there, there's a trading post here, and you'll come out and you have the Master of Sun. This person will tell you about the festival. You have a raptor rental, you have the Dolyak here, you got just a bunch of NPCs all about trying to enjoy the festival. This merchant down here is just a regular merchant. They'll sell you typical merchant items, and then we can come up here to the first bazaar trader. This person accepts 2 globs of ectoplasm, a pile of crystalline dust, 8 watchwork sprockets, or 6 research notes. And they give you supply boxes. The supply boxes have all of this stuff in them. So common, you're going to have the festival tokens and a bunch of crafting materials, including Zytaffy. Uncommons got some aqua breathers, the desert rose skin, and some higher tier crafting materials. Rare has the bizarre traded weapon chest. We'll take a look at this. These are going to be the festival specific. You can tell they're kind of grouped by different releases. You've got the windswept set here. You've got the thunderous set here. You have the sun catcher set here. And you have these 3 unique ones here. So I have the crystal splitter. I have the plate winged scarab, for example. This is what this one looks like. This is the weapon only. This is the Sea Knight's Flame. This is a torch skin. We have the crystal splitter. This is going to be a short bow skin. Sword skin here. Looks pretty good. Windswept scepter. Windswept pistol. Windswept mace. Thunderous greatsword. Thunderous longbow. Thunderous warhorn. Suncatcher's axe. Ooh, that one's got a nice glow to it. Suncatcher's torch. And Suncatcher's trident. So each of these is kind of based off of the aspects of the Zephyrites. So we can go back to the Zephyrite supply boxes. You can also get the Lightning Touch Zephyrite gloves here. These are the gloves that I was talking about. You have the different rarities of armor here, and these are the ones that you can turn into the, for example, the Wind Blessed Zephyrite gloves, or the Sun Blessed, or the Lightning Blessed Zephyrite gloves. You have the Lightning Catcher, Wind Catcher, and Sun Catcher skins, Toxic Spore skin, Superior Rune of the Zephyrite, and then some higher tier crafting materials, including Charged Quartz Crystals. Super Rare is going to have a bunch of infusions. Crystal Infusion, Heart of the Khan-Ur. We'll skip these quickly. Festive Confetti, Winter's Heart, Liquid Aurelium, Queen Bee, Chalk Infusion. You've got the Enchanted Music Box, Imperial Everbloom Sprout. It's the Imperial Everbloom. Dragon Void. You got Antique Summoning Stones. These are just the rarest ones here. You got the Scarlet's Rainbow Rifle. This item looks like the Birthday Blaster. The icon does. Mini Molten Firestorm. That's what that mini looks like. You have the Berserker's Light Ward's Battle Staff. It's a cool staff there. Multicolored Ooze Tonic. Chaos of Lissa. Sorry, this is the recipe. Monocle. An Invisible Boot Box, which is another rare item. Ever-Spinning Clockwork, which gives you the Clockwork Infusion, and the Jar of Dangerous Spirits, which gives you the another infusion. So a lot of these is just really rare items or infusions. So you can get these for these different crafting materials from this Bizarre Trader, or you can come to this one and trade wood. Or come to this one and trade silk or jute. These are fabrics. You can get fabrics and go to this Bizarre Trader, or you can go to this one here. You get some for blade shards, or you can go to the one in the corner here and you can trade leather, and you can go to this one and trade metal. So those are the traders for the achievements, the daily achievement or the annual achievements. There's the Festival Rewards Merchant. You have an equipment bag. This is a Masterwork or Better Gear. Twisted Watchwork Shoulder Scraps. 250 of these give you the Twisted Watchwork Shoulder Skin. We can take a look at what that looks like real quick. Go to the bank, go to the wardrobe, Twisted Watchwork Shoulder Skin. This is what that looks like. Whether or not you want to wear that, it is a rare piece of gear. There we go. And if we go back here, we can take a look at the rest of the rewards. We got Obsidian Shards, Heavy Crafting Bags, Tomes of Knowledge, a recipe for fried banana chips, Fervid Sensor. This is a back item. You can see what it looks like there. Horns of the Dragon. This is a helm here. Mask of the Night Skin. Hot Air Balloon Souvenir. I do have this one. I know that for sure. A recipe for a maintenance oil station, sharpening stone station, and tuning crystal station. And then you have all of the light, medium, and heavy for the lightning helm. Looks pretty sick. Sun helm and wind helm. All three sets are going to have the same appearance. It's just going to be the different weight. Second tab is going to be some minis here. These are also going to cost laurels in addition to the festival tokens. You've got Ellen Keel, Evan Nashblade, the Toxic Nimros, Mini Watch Knight, a Zephyr Sanctum model. This is going to be a... This is just a little model of where we are currently. You have the Fused Gauntlet tickets, which will give you the Fused Gauntlet skin. Should be able to show that. I'm fairly positive I have that unlocked. So this is the light Fused Gauntlets here. That's a pretty cool skin. I like that quite a bit. Gas Mask. This is what the Gas Mask looks like. Infinite Watch Knight Tonic. This is what it'll make you look like. Sclerite Carcass Shell. This is the back item, which is pretty cool as well. And then the Slick Pack. The third is going to have even more, and this is where you're going to need the Favor of the Festivals. This is the one where you need to have a Favor of the Bazaar and Favor of the Pavilion. My apologies. Got a Mini Panda. Endless Doliac Calf Tonic. These are not loading in very well. I just got to do it twice. Aw, that's a little cutie. Mini Watch Knight Mark II. Mini Ephraim Greets Glory. Mini Priscia. Mini Siamese Cat, Mini Rottweiler, Mini Pack Bull, Mini Sea Turtle, that's a cool one, Zephyrite Fish Jerky, an Infinite Watch Knight Mark II Tonic, Grand Wind Catcher, these are back items, this is a pretty cool back item, Grand Sun Catcher back item, Grand Lightning Catcher back item, Winged Lantern, this is another back item, Sunblessed Vision. You can preview one of these, and it'll give you glowing red eyes. Zephyrite Traveling Boots. We can preview one of these. These are some nice boots. I like those. Zephyrite Shawl. These are previous meta awards, I believe. I do have the Zephyrite Shawl. I also have the boots, and the Zephyrite Headband is another one that you can get. This is another previous meta reward, and the plush Kralki Ascended accessory. So that's going to be everything from the festival vendor here. We can go to the weekly. These are pretty standard. It's going to be for festival tokens. This is going to be your choice if you want to do it. You have the sun-grown weapons again here as well, but these are 5,000 festival tokens. These are for people who have everything else and have some money to burn, or festival tokens to burn on those. I think they're really cool. This is where you can buy those weapons that I was showing off earlier, the Thunderous, Suncatchers, Windswept, Plate, Crystal, and Sea Knight's Flame. And this is where you can get your dailies. So, one thing that I forgot to mention during the dailies, so the Four Winds Zephyr will give you progress towards the Four Winds Gale, which is in the Four Winds Custom. I missed this as well earlier. Four Winds Gale is here. This is going to give you a Blessing of the Four Winds, which will give you a Zephyrite weapon. Once you unlock the Zephyrite weapon, you can get the Sun-Blessed version of that weapon. And this is the Sun-Blessed Zephyrite Greatsword. This is the hammer, rifle, scepter. So, once you complete the first set, you can complete the second set for 2 gold and 1,600 festival tokens per skin. That should wrap up all of the vendors here. The final event to discuss here is going to be the treasure hunt event. You can see that we have started this here. It's going to have 3 different rounds. You're going to run around and grab loot. This map is going very quickly. You can see that the goal is just for everybody to hit 500. What you want to do is just get as much of it for yourself as possible, because there are some collections for the bundles of loot. So we're going to just run through here, and I will meet you guys after the 3 tiers are over. There's ways to go through and get as all of them. I would suggest using Blish or Taco for that if you really want to get all of them, unless you have it memorized, in which case good for you. But really, if you have a map like this, you don't really need to do all of that, unless, again, you're just trying to get as many bundles of loot as possible. In which case, again, Taco, Blish, that's your best bet. But we'll see in a minute when the treasure hunt is over. So tier 3 just finished, and so everybody's going to be gathering up here. You can see that there's water balloons everywhere. And we can, for the achievement, you can grab one and throw it at Evan Ashblade up here. And just throw it like that. But we are also waiting for the effigy to spawn. And here we go. We should see the effigy spawn. And now all you do is you just throw water balloons at it. And that's the rest of the special event. They walk from here to the end. I've never seen it get too far. It gets maybe about there. You can see that there's quite a bit of people on this map, so we're doing quite a bit of damage pretty quickly. So we're almost already down to halfway. Definitely worth sticking around and just getting it done, especially because of the annual achievement. Oh, lost my water balloons. Grab these. Already down to a quarter health. To be honest, I actually don't know where it ends up going, because this is about as far as it ends up getting every time. And grab some more water balloons. And we're just about done. There you go. There's my annual effigy extinguisher. Got my Zephyrite supply box and some festival tokens. And I have one. We can see if I get lucky. Nope, just a quartz crystal. So now we're gonna make our way over to the Crown Pavilion, and we can take a look at the events and the achievements that are part of the Crown Pavilion. We'll have to see where the map that we get into is at for the Boss Blitz meta. If we're already in the meta, I can describe that one. Otherwise, we can take a look at the achievements. But the Crown Pavilion, you can see the beautiful Griffin there. We are doing the Boss Blitz preparations. The Pavilion Pursuit race is going on, so I am going to run and do that. You can either start it with the time trial, or since the race is going on, you can talk to Jewel here. Count me in. I just do this on a raptor every time. You don't need to have anything else. The ogres are right there. We will grab those ogres when we are done with this. We start in the destroyer section. You can see it's kind of sectioned off into a bunch of different areas. Try to hit that, but I usually have to use my leap there. You come up here through the pirates, get stuck on a post, come around here, hit the centaur area. It'll run around through the centaur area. Once you do this once or twice, you'll get used to the race here. It's not very difficult. This is a lot easier than, honestly, some of the other ones in the Labyrinthine Cliffs. Here, we go to the Flame Legion section. These slices are not very big, at least not big enough to where you can't escape too quickly, or you can't, I guess you can escape quickly, sorry. You end up in the Bandit section here, come back down this, sort of here towards the White Mantle. You'll go around this big watchwork section here. If you want to be left alone, you can use your stealth here if you have the stealth unlocked. You jump back to here, you come up the stairs, and you're done. It's a pretty fast race. Doesn't take too long, which is why I wanted to get it done right off the bat. Finish here. We're the 13th one. We're going to go back to where we started, and we're going to go fight those ogres. So you can see that there's 6 different slices, and that's why we have 6 bosses and 6 factions. However, there are 3 ogres here, and this is how you're going to get your annual achievement here. So we're going to fight these 3 ogres. Everything in here, pretty much everything, is going to be a veteran, so you may need to make sure that you have a decently strong enough PvE build if you're going to come in here by yourself. Astrid and I have come through here multiple times across the last couple years. We just got the Ogre Obliterator there. That'll give me a Zephyrite supply box. And what you'll do is you can come down here if you want to get your watchwork for the day. So all of these White Mantle, are going to be watchwork knights. And as I kill them, you should be able to see them turn into a watchwork knight right there. And so part of the daily was to kill 15 watchwork knights. So this is going to be, this is really the best way to do it. honestly, this person just, I don't know if they were already here and I joined them or they joined me, but there's somebody else up here. It's a great way to get your daily, and your annual is to just run with other people through here. I like killing the White Mantle. They're pretty straightforward. The Flame Legion are pretty easy too. Whatever you like to fight. I don't like the White Mantle, so I like fighting the White Mantle. It doesn't really matter what you fight. And as you kill guys, the boss blitz preparations will go up. And over time it will go up as well. So there is another way to force the meta, and I'm going to force the meta when it is time. But once we get the once we get the daily for killing 15 of these guys, we are going to go through the rest of the achievements. They're not too bad. Fighting them on your own can take a little while if you don't have the best build. I'm going to help this guy get out of combat and finish everything that they're fighting, but I am not going to stay past this. We just got the 4 Winds Zephyr, and we finished our daily watchword night. So we're going to go to a safe place, and we're going to take a look at the Queen's Pavilion, or the Crown Pavilion, sorry, achievement section. So we go back to the achievement panel, you go to festivals, you have the Crown Pavilion here. So this one's pretty straightforward. Bandit's Bane. These are the ones that we looked at earlier. The Festival of the Four Winds, the Master of the Four Winds. Not all of these are in the Festival of the Four Winds section. If I go to Boss Blitz Pyroxis, you don't see them here. They're actually going to be in here. So the Boss Blitz Defeat Pyroxis will be part of the Master of the Four Winds. So the ones that I mentioned earlier, so beating 50 of the bandits, the centaurs, the White Mantle, the Flame Legion, the destroyers, all of that. The pirates, I believe I missed the pirates. And then their respective bosses. That's going to be enough to finish this section. So I'll make sure that this is for the race in 2 minutes, which we just went through. Mauler, Color, Destroyer. Yeah, we're not missing anything here. This is just complete 10 boss blitz metas. So we did cover all of those. The Queen's Gauntlet, however, is going to be a separate section. You can see I've completed some of these, but I've not completed all of them. So I'm not going to be able to show you how to get all of them. But basically, what you're going to do is you're going to come up around the outside of the ring, or you can hop on a sky scale and climb your way to this upper outer ring. And actually, if you look up, you can see outside of Divinity's Reach. Pretty cool. I love that they did this with this map. There's nobody over here, so I can show you guys at least one of these. So there's a medic here that will revive you if you are down. There's a ringmaster that starts the fight, armor reinforcer, and this is going to be at every single one of them. I didn't need to sell items, but that's okay. I would like to be fixed up just to have that buff here. We're going to look at the Master of Gambits, and we're going to look at the Fight Manager. So the Fight Manager is going to allow you to pick which one you're going to fight. So there's the first tier competitor, that's Halmy Hammerfell, Dubrush, Windcaller, Keeldia, Serial, the Blazing Light. If we want to look at a second tier, you've got Tyrant Ragemaw, Masticus, Salazan, and the crew of the pirate ship Ravenous. And the third tier, you have Subject 7, Deadeye Dunwell, Struger and Chomper, Liadri the Concealing Dark, and special competitor Master of Lightning, Paulia the Errant, Champion Gladiator Wayne, Serial the Radiant Light, and King Turai Asa. So each of these, a lot of these are going to have achievements for them. For example, defeat Masticus with max stacks of Bloodlust active. Complete the second tier of the Queen's Gauntlet. So this is just beating every single one. So you can see there are several of these. Complete 7 out of 7. Complete 1 combat challenge. Defeat Subject 7 without killing any oozes. Gauntlet favorite. Defeat 12 Queen's Gauntlet bosses in the Crown Pavilion during the Festival of the Four Winds with at least 1 Gambit active. Darkness Illuminator. This is one that gives you a title. This is the Blazing Light. Complete the third tier of the Queen's Gauntlet. So I've actually not finished every single one of these. And this also gives you a mini. Liadri the Concealing Dark. I'm guessing that's the one that I don't have, is Liadri the Concealing Dark. I don't know. You can add gambits. These are related to the achievements. I'm not going to add any. I'm just going to try to beat Liadri. I don't know all of the mechanics. This is one section where I'm not going to be able to give you all of the best advice, because I don't know exactly what you need to do. I do know that there are a bunch of different mechanics. I don't know if... I think you need to, for example, here, kill the Vision of Mortality. To be able to do damage, and this is why I have not been able to beat Liadri, is because it's not an easy fight. So if you're looking for a challenge, this is where you would go. Again, I'm going to have to defer to other people who may know more about the Queen's Gauntlet, because unfortunately I'm not going to be able to give advice on all of them. But there is quite a few achievements and things here. You can see that this person is fighting Windcaller Keeldia. We are actually going to go to do the boss blitz. You can see that there is a commander there. There are different tiers for the boss blitz based on how quickly you defeat your minions. A lot of people are going to say don't fight Justicar Hablion, or don't kill Hablion first. Hablion is the White Mantle boss. I'm actually going to look and see which ones I've done already this year. We'll go to the annual. We have beaten Boom Boom Bane, Kurai, and Hablion. So we want to fight Pyroxis, Sparkus, or Wiggins. So I know one of them is going to be here. This is going to be Sparkus. Sparkus is very annoying, so you're going to fight him, and he's going to jump from area to area. And we're going to see how many people end up helping. We got a couple people here, which is fine. But really the best method is to spread out and kill them all at about the same time. Because as soon as you beat one of the bosses, each one of them has specific boons, or I guess abilities that they do. For example, one of them will... Justicar Hablion will launch you up into the air. Sparkus jumps around quite a bit. I don't remember his ability. The Centaur, I think it's Kurai, will have stampedes of centaurs that will go through the ring. And that gets to be very annoying because they all have trample and they will trample you. So not all of them, there's some that are a little bit better than others, but they're not all that great. So I would honestly just kind of suggest try to defeat all of them at the same time. But yeah, it's just going to be defeat these 6 bosses, and that's going to be about it. You can see that now we've started to beat them. These notifications will pop up, and it'll tell you that, so Sparkus has the Fiery Tornado. That's what it was. So we're coming over here. We've defeated 3 of them already, and there's 3 more to go. This is Boom Boom Banes. We're going to try to defeat Boom Boom Banes here. I have already beaten Banes this year, so this won't help me towards the annual, but I know I'm going to do it a couple more times, so I'm not too worried about it. But that's just about everything that there is to the festival. Again, if I missed anything, or if you have any suggestions based on what I said, if you have any suggestions for the Queen's Gauntlet, unfortunately I don't do the Queen's Gauntlet enough to have any real suggestions other than to use the wiki to specifically learn how to beat each of them. I could run through each and every one of the bosses, but I don't really think that's what anybody is looking for. I could try to beat them for you guys, show you how to beat them, but again, I don't really think that's what anybody is looking for in this guide. I would suggest using the wiki, and if you're looking for how to beat a specific boss, maybe go that route rather than... I don't want to waste anybody's time. I know this is already going to be quite a long video, so I don't want to spend too much time. You can see I just got teleported by Hablion. I'm going to see if I can get some credit for beating this boss over here. But yeah, that's going to wrap up everything. Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button to stay up to date with everything I have been, everything that I put out for Guild Wars. I love the game. I'm going to keep putting stuff out. I'll try to help everybody through every festival. At least that's what's related to this content. So thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll see ya in the next one.